Michael, Overwatch is getting a little nervous, I think, as Overwatch 2 is officially bringing back 6v6 in testing this December. Umar Shakar over at The Verge, Blizzard is bringing back 6v6 matches in testing for Overwatch 2 when it launches its next season in December. The company had previously switched this series to a 5v5 format, and Blizzard is now trying these tests to find how it can, quote, make the core game even stronger, end quote, through a balance of new versions of the game's classic 6v6 mode that lets each team have multiple tank characters at once. Oh, no, not that again. Right? We've all been there, Michael. More tanks, more tanks, more tanks. Game director Aaron Keller says Blizzard knows the 5v5 format appeal to and brought in a new group of players, and developers are hoping to repeat that success with the addition of 6v6, which won't replace current formats. For a detailed write-up, here's what's going on. In July, Keller noted some of the issues 6v6 faced were hero balancing, game performance, and how to make sure players can still get into games quickly if it splits the population between 5v5 and 6v6 game modes. One hero balancing changes includes giving tanks less survivability and making them not as powerful, which makes sense. Overwatch 2 Season 14 will have two different opportunities to try 6v6. The first will use a new open queue format where each team of 6 must have at least one of each role: tank, damage, support, and no more than 3 of any role. Dude, 3 tanks. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants 3 tanks. Here we go. You'll also be able to switch roles on the fly, just like we currently can in the game. The second 6v6 test will happen in the middle of the season and will let you have 2 of each role per team. There will be a 5v5 test in Season 13, in which there will be a maximum of 2 players in each role, and tanks will be weaker than previously. Michael, 6v6, Overwatch 2, a little nervous because Marvel Rivals is just around the corner in December.
Yeah, this is when all these rumors started flying for Overwatch, right? As the Marvel Rivals beta was ramping up, of course, Marvel Rivals, if you didn't get a chance to check it out, is that standard 6v6 mode that we got so used to in Overwatch. Didn't quite have the hero limitations, at least from my memory. Curious to see how Marvel Rivals launch with that, because in the beta, you could do whatever you want. 6 tanks, 6 support, 6 DPS. The game would give you some red flags. Say, hey, you don't have a tank. At least in my experience, if you didn't go to that more 2-2-2, you would kind of get steamrolled. But I'm very curious to see what Overwatch gets in their findings, right? As you said, we're going to get a 5v5 test where all of a sudden now you can maybe have 2 tanks, 1 DPS, and 2 supports. Is that great for the game? I don't know. I don't know if anyone really wants to say, oh yeah, sorry, only one of you gets to play DPS. We need another tank. I think 6v6 is going to be the mode they switch to. I'm very curious. The 2-2-2 format I know got a lot of pushback because it feels very limiting. I'm curious how this open queue goes, where you can have 1, you can have 3, but you've always got to have 1 of each to prevent that 3 tank, 3 support meta that a lot of players remember nearly killing the first Overwatch game. But this is all Marvel Rivals, Drew. I'm very curious. Overwatch has to respond, but I'm happy about this, right? There's so many games. You and I could go on and on and on and run out of time on this show listing all the games that are basically every year they come out. Call of Duty, great example. I've just talked about it. It comes out, there's no competition, right? Battlefield's unfortunately fallen off. Overwatch needed something to push them to actually make this hero shooter genre better. I think that's exactly what Marvel Rivals is going to do, and I cannot wait to see what Overwatch comes to, and if we're going back to 6v6 maybe in 2025.
No, it's definitely an interesting time, I think, to be a Overwatch 2 fan, right? To see where the meta now changes. How does this work? Are you looking at Marvel Rivals, right? The competition in Rivals is a good thing overall, I think, for both the gamers and the studios. They need somebody on their tails to help push them forward, to make the bigger changes, to make something what's new and fresh that's going to hook us in for Overwatch 2. I think that's the other side of it, because you take a look, right? You say Call of Duty, dude, nobody rivals Call of Duty. Nobody, right? Overwatch hasn't had another hero shooter come into the game like Marvel Rivals, has been able to really push them forward to get them out of this plateau. You take a look at NHL 25, you take a look at MLB 24, you take a look at NBA 2K 25. Dude, they're all the same.
Yep.
Right? Like, there is no competition in the baseball league. There's no competition in NHL from EA, and then 2K is owning it right now with NBA. So, like, there's no competition to say, hey, we're doing this, step it up. When PUBG dropped, dude, everybody else had a battle royale to follow. and then now PUBG is starting to play catch up with others. We need that here for Overwatch. I think that's the biggest thing. Competition is good. At this point, dude, I'm more excited for Marvel Rivals. The beta was so much fun, and we know those heroes. That's the other side of it too, right? We know the Marvel universe. We know Venom. We know Spider-Man. You know Deadpool is coming. Overwatch has a, hey, here's our new character. Well, who the heck is this? So how that dynamic plays out can be interesting as well, but at the same time, dude, competition is heating up.